In this video, we are going to learn how to create databases in MySQL. Okay, so I will just write the today's objective. So the objective of this video is to learn how to create databases. Okay, so we will learn how to create databases in PHP MyAdmin as well as using a PHP program through a PHP program. So first let's learn how to make databases directly in PHP MyAdmin. So I will go to my browser and let's go to PHP MyAdmin. So here I will just type localhost slash PHP MyAdmin. I will simply type here and I will click enter. So now I will be redirected to PHP MyAdmin. Now there are two ways in which you can create a database directly in PHP MyAdmin. The first is to go to this tab databases. Okay, I'll just zoom in. So we have a tab databases, just click on it. And here you can see all the databases that are available in our local machine. So if you want to create a new database, just type a name. Okay, give any name to your database. I will keep learning for now and I will just click on create. Okay, so as you can see, my database has been created and on the left hand side, you can see a database called learning has been created. Okay, now there is another way. Okay, this is one of the ways. Now the second method is using by firing a query. So what I will do, I will go to this tab SQL and here we can fire queries. Okay, so let's see how to create a database by firing a query. So what I will do, I will simply say create database followed by the database name, and in this case I will just give the name as learning1. So the syntax is very easy. First use the keyword create followed by the keyword database and followed by the name of the database. So in this case, I am keeping the database name as learning1. You can keep whatever name that you want. But these two are the keywords, create database. Now I will just click on go. Okay, here we have a button called go. I will just click on it and okay. So the database learning1 has been created as you can see. So we have learning and learning1. So these are the two ways in which you can create a database directly in PHP MyAdmin. Okay. Now the second approach is using a PHP program. So through a PHP program, we can create a database. So what I will do, I will go to my IDE. Okay. And here I will just say, first step is to establish a connection. We all know that whenever we want our PHP to communicate with the MySQL, the first step is to establish a connection between PHP and MySQL. Once the connection is established, then we can fire as many queries as we want. So first let's make the connection. So I will just create a variable $connection and I'll just say MySQLi underscore connect. Now this is an inbuilt function in PHP which is used to connect PHP with MySQL. So it takes four parameters. The first is the server name. In our case, it is localhost. Second is the username. In my case, it is root. Then the password is blank. I haven't specified any password because while installing XAMPP, I did not specify any password and the default username is root. And then the database name. But since we want to create a database right now, we will avoid that fourth parameter. So now we will only specify three parameters. First the server name, then username and the password. I will just give a semicolon. Okay. And now I will just say if $connection means if this function is successfully executed and connection is successfully established, then I can simply echo out. I will just echo out connection has been successfully established. Okay. so that we get an idea, okay, the connection is established. Okay, now I will just fire the queries because now I know, okay, the connection has been established. So our second step is to fire a query. Okay, so I will just make a variable $query inside which I will store my query. So in this case, we want to create a database and we know what is the query. The query is create database followed by the database name. Now I will just say here programming. I will just give a name programming and then simply semicolon. That's all. Here I will just break the line as well. Here I will simply add BI tag so that every line gets printed onto a new line. So this is our query. Okay, and usually all the keywords we write in uppercase. Okay, so these are all the MySQL keywords. So whenever you are writing MySQL keywords in PHP, make sure to write in the uppercase so that whenever a third person is looking at your program, he can easily identify and figure out, okay, so here there is one SQL query. Okay, so it is a better practice. Even if you don't write in uppercase, it will work, but generally you should practice this. Okay, so our query, first step is to write the query. Now second step is to execute this query, and we know the function. So I will directly write in the if condition, if mysqli underscore query. Now this is an inbuilt function which will execute our query. It takes two parameters. First is the connection and second is our query. So I will just pass $query, and if this function is successfully executed, that means if the query is successfully executed, then I will simply print out here database has been created. Okay, because this query is doing the task of creating a database, so that's why I'm just printing database has been created. Else if it does not execute this, then I can simply say echo database has not been created. Okay, maybe due to some reasons it might happen that sometimes the database cannot be created. Okay, so there are many reasons, so we have to take both the cases, and I will simply break the line. Okay, we will simply break the line. Okay, so everything looks perfect. Now what we will do is we will just execute this program. Okay, let's execute it. Okay, so I'll just go to a new tab and we'll say localhost slash programming, which is my name of my folder. Then file name is first.php. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it says connection has been successfully established and database has been created. So I'll just go to PHP myadmin and let's reload this. Okay, so as you can see, a database called programming has been created. Okay, so these are the ways in which you can create a database directly using myadmin or using PHP program. In PHP program, first you have to establish a connection. For that, you make use of this mysqli underscore connect function. And for executing a query, you make use of this function mysqli underscore query. Okay, rest everything is the same. The query is the same. Okay, so this is all about creating databases in MySQL. Thank you.